Now at 5, it's time for our final Toy Box Tuesday telethon, so get those phones out to make your donation.
I'm Laura Podesta in Mayfield, Kentucky, where donations are pouring in and volunteers are working around the clock to help a community ravaged by the tornado get through a very difficult time.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's the final Toy Box Tuesday of the year. Your chance to make this a brighter Christmas for area kids in need. You're looking live at our phone bank manned by Equity Bank of Joplin and 5 Star Moving of Joplin. To make a monetary donation, all you have to do is give us a call right now, 1-888-620-4TOY. Have your debit or credit card ready and tell us how much you'd like to give. We're going to check back in with the phone banks a little bit later. First, today's news. A woman and child who were trapped in an apartment fire in Fort Scott, Kansas are safe tonight after a rescue. The fire happened in a second-story unit at the Highland Apartments on Shepherd Street in Fort Scott. Firefighters managed to get the woman and child out through a bedroom window. Crews evacuated the entire building and managed to contain the fire to the one unit. No injuries were reported. The Bourbon County Sheriff's Department and Fort Scott Police assisted, and the fire department tells us the Red Cross is helping people who were displaced. 4 days after deadly tornadoes tore through the Midwest, more than 100 people remain missing. 88 people in 5 states are confirmed to have died, but that number is expected to grow. Reporter Laura Podesta is in Kentucky with the latest.
I'm trying to coordinate the recovery system right now. We have quite a few people missing.
In the small town of Dawson Springs, Kentucky, the devastation is large scale. Dozens of people are still missing, and officials estimate more than 60% of the town is beyond repair.
This is the first time I came out here looking at the damage. It's hard to believe this is my town.
It's one of several communities stretched across hundreds of miles ravaged by a cluster of tornadoes Friday night. More than 550 National Guard members are on the ground in hard-hit Kentucky, many still working rescue and recovery.
I still expect that we will find at least some more bodies. There is just so much destruction.
State and local officials say it could take years for some areas to fully recover. That includes Mayfield, facing some of the worst damage. Mayfield High School is serving as a shelter and a donation hub. Residents can grab everything from diapers to clothing to food, and volunteers are keeping these shelves stocked.
I got all towels and face wraps.
Thank you so much.
Bria Schofield came here to get supplies for her 3 children.
I don't even know how to feel at this point. It's kind of just like a numb feeling. The first day that we actually got out and were able to try to go find a store that was open, I cried the entire time because I just couldn't believe what it looked like here.
9-year-old Aniston Rackley was among those killed in Missouri. She was huddling with family in a windowless bathroom when a twister tore through their home. And in Illinois, federal and state officials are investigating the Amazon warehouse collapse that killed 6 workers when a tornado hit. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Mayfield, Kentucky.
President Biden will visit Kentucky tomorrow to survey the damage. Here in this area, another unusually warm December day. Doug Heddy.
It is. Temperatures right back up right around 70 degrees for us today, which is almost 25 degrees above our average high for this time of the year. We do have thunderstorms in the forecast tomorrow evening, and then the pattern really gets strong late next week and then into New Year's week. So a lot of storm systems heading in our direction. A lot of clouds for us today. There have been a few random little sprinkles, mainly off to our east, but besides that, we look okay. We are watching our developing storm system. This is our next system that is going to be rolling through over the next 36 hours. And ahead of it, it's very windy. It's also very warm. Temperatures into the mid 60s. And then look at our south winds, sustained 20 to 30. And then we're getting gusts quite a bit higher than that. Temperatures hold fairly steady through the evening hours. Another mild day tomorrow, but we do have thunderstorms to talk about, which we will address here in just a bit.
Catch you then. Thanks, Doug. The U.S. military has decided not to punish American troops involved in a deadly drone strike in Afghanistan. The Pentagon says the drone strike unleashed on a Kabul neighborhood in August was a tragic mistake and not caused by misconduct or negligence. U.S. forces were targeting a car they believed was an imminent threat, but the missile ended up killing 10 Afghan civilians. USA Gymnastics and the survivors of sexual abuse by former team Dr. Larry Nassar reach a settlement. The federal bankruptcy court confirms a $380 million settlement to be divided among the more than 500 survivors. Another part of the settlement will make the survivors stakeholders at USA Gymnastics going forward. That will allow them to look over safety practices and protocol to help ensure this never happens again. This evening, the House could vote to hold another Trump ally, former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, in contempt of Congress. Meadows failed to appear before the House Select January 6 committee last week despite a subpoena. Meadows previously turned over roughly 9,000 pages of emails and texts from the days surrounding the attack. The House previously referred former Trump advisor Stephen Bannon for contempt of Congress charges, and his trial begins in July. When you donate to the KOAM Toy Box Project, every single cent of every dollar you give goes to buy toys. We get some shopping help from our Toy Box partners, including the folks at Joplin's Abernathy Roofing. Photojournalist Ty Parks went along as they shopped for toys at the Webb City Walmart.
We love Christmas, we love this time of year, and we were thrilled to partner up with KOAM. This is one of our favorite promotions throughout the year, so we're here for it. The fact that we get to be a part of making sure that more kiddos don't go without this time of year, we're thrilled to be a part of it. I think about older kids, younger kids, small, big, boys, girls. I try to think about them all when I'm out there looking at the toy selection and make sure that we get a little bit of everything for everybody. That there's such a joy that comes this time of year, just a fullness and a laughter and a love that we all get to celebrate together, and it's just our favorite time of year.
It's made possible because of your donations. Our thanks to our shopping helpers from Abernathy Roofing. We're going to see a shopping adventure from the folks from Equity Bank tonight at 6. Your donations directly help local families who could really use a pick-me-up during the holiday season. Families like the Holmes family in Grove, Oklahoma. They lost their home to a fire in July. They're picking up the pieces now, and your donations will help fill a massive need. A Merry Christmas. We're going to hear more about the Holmes family tonight at 6. Still ahead, getting ready for holiday travel.
More than 100 million Americans are expected to travel for the holidays. I'm Courtney Keeley, and I'll tell you why vacationers can expect to pay more this year.
And next in Health Watch, Pfizer says its new COVID pill could help in the fight against the virus. In the meantime, you can call in right now to the KOAM Toy Box Telethon. Hey, let's check back in live with our phone bank on this Toy Box Tuesday. Look at that. Volunteers are busy. They're answering some phones. We want to keep them that way. This annual project has made a difference for generations of kids. This is the 33rd year of Toy Box. The number, again, 1-888-620-4TOY. Call now. In Health Watch, there's encouraging data on a new COVID-19 pill as the U.S. marks exactly 1 year since the first person in our country received a vaccine against the virus. More than a third of Americans remain unvaccinated. Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
I think it can be available this month.
1 year after its first COVID-19 vaccine shot was given in the U.S., drug maker Pfizer says its antiviral pill could soon be available in the fight against the virus.
Vaccines are needed. People need to prevent getting sick. They should not take chances that they may not get seriously sick because there is a pill that could treat them.
Appearing on CBS Mornings, Pfizer's CEO says the treatment is nearly 90% effective in reducing the risk of hospitalization or death in high-risk unvaccinated adults if taken within 3 days of the first COVID symptoms. Lab results also showed the drug worked against the Omicron variant, expected to dominate U.S. cases in the coming weeks. The U.S. is now averaging 120,000 new COVID cases a day. Nationwide, more than 800,000 Americans have died due to the virus since the pandemic began.
We're really trying to encourage people to get that boost to bolster their protection so that they're ready should they encounter the Omicron variant.
As COVID-19 cases continue to surge in the U.S., the latest CBS News poll finds nearly 1/3 of Americans who are vaccinated have no plans to get a booster shot, in spite of evidence that regular vaccinations are not enough to protect against the Omicron variant. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
More than 200 million Americans are now fully vaccinated, and more than 3/4 of the eligible population have received at least one dose. A decrease in vehicle emissions is linked to a significant drop in air pollution-related deaths. Harvard researchers say the number of deaths went down from around 28,000 in 2008 to just under 20,000 9 years later. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, the cost to your family, the new numbers from the Labor Department on the Producer Price Index.
Plus the mild temperatures, very windy conditions, and thunderstorms in the forecast. We're going to look at all of this coming up next. Well, super mild day for, I guess we're in the middle of December. Temperatures right around 70 degrees, also very windy. Winds consistently in that 20 to 30 mile per hour range, and then gusts quite a bit higher than that. Look at our temps. The sun is set. We're sitting into the mid 60s. We should be topping out into the upper 40s for this time of the year. So mid 60s across the board, all 4 states, and we're really going to hold steady as we go through the overnight hours. Southerly winds are going to actually keep our temperatures up, but you can see these sustained winds kind of in that 15 to 25 mile per hour range. Then you check out the gusts. We've had winds gusting kind of 30 to about 35 throughout the daytime hours. In fact, these are going to get stronger as we go through the overnight hours tonight into tomorrow. Looks great. Nice shot of the sun setting. 7th and range line sitting at 65. South winds at 23. Humidity is high at 78%. Through the evening hours, we hold steady. Mid 60s. That's it. We may drop off a degree or 2, but in general, we just kind of hang out into the mid 60s all through the overnight hours. We do have some clouds kind of shooting through. They've been breaking up just a little bit over the past couple hours. Some Gulf of Mexico moisture across southeastern parts of Missouri heading away from us. Next big storm system. This is a big change in the pattern. Look at our jet stream. Finally dips all the way down into Southern California. So we get these stronger storm systems, which are going to be working out. Over the next several weeks, we get much stronger storm systems into the area. Most of this energy is going to shoot across the northern parts of the plains as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow. Very heavy snow on the backside, but ahead of it, we're going to have a little line of storms that drop through tomorrow evening. Some of those could be strong, and then the front rolls through. Cooler air starts to filter in behind it. So let's get a closer look and go hour by hour and see exactly what's going to happen. Tonight, just a lot of clouds. We can't rule out a random sprinkle or a quick little shower. Much like we saw today, we had a few random sprinkles. Let's go into tomorrow morning. Still, a lot of clouds. It's warm. Upper 60s, random sprinkle through the day, but I think most of us are going to be dry. We're going to go all the way up into lower 70s for afternoon highs. So here's your day planner. Here's your forecast. We're going to start at 64, 70 by noon, high temp of 73. Key here, south winds 15 to 25. Look what's happening out west. Here 7 p.m. A line of thunderstorms drive in. I think most of these are going to stay strong, but we can't rule out a few low-grade severe storms. If we had anything severe, we're talking gusty winds and a little bit of hail. Heavy amounts of rain along and south of Interstate 44 tomorrow night. Most of this sinks to the south by Thursday morning. Thursday is going to be quite a bit cooler, and then by the time we head into Thursday night, the rain is going to start to roll right back in with our next little system by Friday. So we have 2 chances of rain over the next few days. Look at these wind gusts. This is by morning, 30 to 35. By afternoon, winds are going to be gusting 40 upwards to 50 miles per hour. So super windy for us on Wednesday. 73, a round of thunderstorms tomorrow, late evening. Cooler on Thursday, showers back in on Friday. We cool down, dry out for the weekend, and then it gets super active. A strong system right before Christmas, a very strong system right after Christmas. Tonight at 10 o'clock, we're going to take a look ahead.
Strong system before Christmas, possibly snow. Maybe. Wow. Thanks, Jack. Hey, let's check back in live with our phone bank on this Toy Box Tuesday. People from Equity Bank of Joplin, 5 Star Moving of Joplin, Hello, folks. They're taking your calls to make monetary donations to allow us to buy toys for area kids in need. Boy, a big thanks to Larry Hembry. Gave $400. Another $400 donation from Fraternal Order of Eagles. Thank you to Novella Hamlin, who just walked into the building and gave us some cash. Whatever amount you give, $5, $10, $20, all makes a difference for a child. Please call now, 1-888-620-4TOY. Coming up, more Americans plan to travel for the holidays this year. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Steve Timmie served in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War. The Pittsburgh native was stationed in Vietnam and received 3 Purple Hearts. And we salute Corporal Steve Timmie, a 4-state hero. Let's check back in live with our phone bank. Employees from Equity Bank and 5 Star Moving in Joplin are taking your calls, or they would like to. Yeah, there's an empty phone. You can call right now. Our Toy Box Tuesday telethon is underway. We're going to recognize a few more callers. Lorena Brown of Miami, Oklahoma, thank you, $25. Sherwin Sterling of Carl Junction, thank you for your $100 donation. David and Deborah Brown of Coffeyville, Kansas, also donated $100. Thank you to all. Again, you can call right now. The number is 1-888-620-4TOY. In Consumer Watch, a measure of inflation is on the rise. According to the Labor Department, the Producer Price Index rose 0.8% in November on a monthly basis, and prices are up 9.6% annually. Rising energy costs led the increase. Last year, millions of Americans canceled holiday travel plans during the pandemic, but that's changing this year. Reporter Courtney Keeley explains.
Sean Willis and his family are leaving town early for the holidays and making up for lost time. Last year, they didn't travel because of the pandemic.
So how many family members are you going to be seeing?
A lot.
He's well aware the trip comes as COVID cases are rising.
Of course, there's a little bit of concern here or there. Everybody's masked up, vaccinated up. So outside of that, I think we're comfortable.
Whether by plane, train, or automobile, AAA predicts 109 million people will travel during the holidays, 28 million more than last year.
This holiday travel season is going to feel like a pre-pandemic travel season.
Andy Gross from AAA says airline travel is expected to see a 184% increase over last year.
So there will be lines at the airport. So our advice is get there early.
Along with longer lines, vacationers can expect higher prices this year. Ticket prices during Christmas week are 5% higher than last year. Rates at mid-range hotels are up 36%, and rental cars are costing 20% more.
Everything is just going to be a little more expensive this year. The one area where prices have been sliding recently is gasoline.
The national average for a gallon of regular unleaded has dropped 9 cents in the past month. Drivers may be getting a break at the pump, but there is expected to be plenty of traffic. AAA predicts 100 million Americans will hit the road for the holidays. Courtney Keeley, CBS News, New York.
Another look at our phone bank and a final check of the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, more on the aftermath of the deadly tornadoes in Kentucky. Then on KOAM News at 6, murder charges are filed in a shooting death in Newton County. Plus, we'll have more on the story of a family who lost their home in a fire and needs your Toy Box donations to have a Merry Christmas. And a new maternity home in Joplin opens with a ribbon cutting ceremony. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. As we get another live look at our phone bank on this Toy Box Tuesday, we want to thank some more of you who've contributed. We're going to try to get into some of these names anyway. Karen Phelps of Baxter Springs, thank you. Larry Cluteau of Neosho, Colleen Grant of Scammon, Terry Harrell of Buffalo, Kansas, who donated $100. Carol Stover of Parsons, Kansas, thank you for your donation. Charlotte Watson of Jasper, Missouri, Lisa Wickwire of Joplin. There are many more. We also want to thank the folks from Equity Bank and 5 Star Moving for manning our phones today. We're going to be doing this again during our 6 o'clock news, but that will be your last chance to contribute. So please, if you haven't yet given, we hope you'll find it in your heart to give what you can. Again, this will end at 6:30 this evening. The weather, Doug, looking pretty warm out there.
Yeah, it's crazy mild for this time of the year. Temperatures are only going to drop maybe another degree for us tonight. Those strong southerly winds keeping our temperatures up. 73 tomorrow, a random sprinkle, but thunderstorms tomorrow evening.
Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. We'll be right back here at 6. Let's make it a great evening.